He was literally holding the clipboard. Nobody believed in him. Not his team, not the fans, not even his own family thought he'd ever throw a meaningful pass in the NFL. And then he ended up holding something way more important than a clipboard. Want to know how a backup quarterback turned into a Super Bowl champion? Stay tuned to your run. Think about your biggest obstacle right now, whatever it is. Imagine if your entire path to success depended on someone getting injured. That's the reality for backup quarterbacks in the NFL. They train, they prepare, they study film for hours, but they're always waiting, hoping, praying for their moment that might never come. But here's what's wild. Some of the greatest quarterback stories in history start this exact way, from nobodies on the sideline to legends on the field. Today, we're breaking down the exact blueprint these guys follow to go from invisible backup to holding the Lombardi trophy. And trust me, the lessons here apply to way more than just football. So first, let's talk about the mental game. Being a backup is brutal. You're talented enough to make the NFL the 0.001% of athletes, but you're stuck watching someone else get all the glory, all the endorsements, all the respect. Here's the thing most people don't realize. This is actually where the best ones separate themselves. While other backups get discouraged or lazy, the future Super Bowl winners approach it completely differently. They treat practice like it's the actual game. Every single throw, every single read. They know that when their moment comes, and in football, it always does, eventually they need to be dangerous from day one. Think of it like this. Imagine you're an understudy in a Broadway show. You never know if you'll ever perform. You could spend years preparing and never step on that stage. But the ones who become stars, they rehearse their lines like opening night is tomorrow. They're mentally already performing. Tom Brady spent 3 seasons as a backup. 3, that's 156 game days watching from the sideline. But when Drew Bledsoe got hurt in 2001, Brady didn't show up unprepared. He showed up ready because he'd been preparing in his mind the entire time. This is crucial. While the starter gets the big reps and the attention, the backup is literally competing against himself. They're watching film of opponents, studying patterns, learning tendencies. They're getting reps against second-string defenses, sure, but they're treating those reps like they're in Super Bowl 58. The backup who makes it to championship glory has one mindset. I might only get one shot, one game, maybe even one play, and when it comes, I'm not going to waste it because I wasn't prepared. This is exactly why Kurt Warner literally stocking shelves at a grocery store weeks before could go from unemployed to leading the St. Louis Rams to a Super Bowl win. He wasn't taking a single rep for granted. Every practice was his last chance to prove he belonged. Now here's where it gets interesting. The moment comes. It always does. Whether it's an injury, poor performance, or a coaching change, the backup finally gets their shot. And this is a big, but most backups choke. Not because they're not talented, but because they've built it up in their heads so much that when the moment arrives, the pressure is crushing. They start thinking instead of playing. They second guess instead of trusting their training. The ones who end up in playoff runs, they flip a switch. They accept the opportunity without letting the weight of it crush them. They realize they've got nothing to lose. The pressure was already there now. They just get to finally release it. Nick Foles threw 28 touchdown passes in 14 games and won Super Bowl MVP with the Philadelphia Eagles. That whole season was him playing free, not trying to be perfect, just playing football. He'd been pushed around, doubted, and benched his entire career. When he finally got his shot, he wasn't going to overthink it. Here's the pattern. The backup gets in and wins their first game, then the second. Before they know it, they're on a winning streak. The team starts believing, the coaching staff starts believing, and then the backup starts believing. This is the crucial part. You can't go from 0 to Super Bowl in one game. You need to build momentum. Confidence compounds. Each win feeds the next one. Each successful play builds on the previous success. It's like climbing a mountain. You don't jump to the peak. You take one step, plant your feet, then take another. Before you realize it, you're higher than you've ever been. Here's what makes these stories so magical. Nobody expects it. The sports commentators are writing articles like, can this backup maintain this streak? The analysts are talking about when the starter comes back. The doubt never fully disappears. But the best backups, they just keep winning. They handle the noise. They ignore the narrative. They focus only on the next game. By the time playoff season arrives, something incredible has happened. This backup, this guy that nobody believed in, is now leading a team full of believers. Veterans who doubted him at the start of the season are now running through walls for him. And then comes the Super Bowl, the biggest stage, the brightest lights, the moment where legends are made or forgotten forever. The backup has trained for this their entire career. They've waited, they've studied, they've fought for every single rep. Now, it all comes down to one game. What separates the ones who lift the trophy from the ones who come up short? It's simple. They trust everything they've put in. They don't play scared. They play like they've got nothing to lose because honestly, they do. These guys were barely supposed to be on the field, and that freedom, that's their superpower. So here's what we learned today. Going from backup to Super Bowl glory isn't about being the most talented guy in the room. It's about preparation, mindset, and seizing your moment when it comes. It's about treating your day in the darkness like it's your audition for the spotlight. It's about building momentum, not getting crushed by pressure, and trusting that all your preparation was worth it. Whether you're backing up a quarterback in the NFL or backing up your boss in the corporate world, the same principles apply. Stay ready. When your moment comes, show up prepared. And most importantly, don't let the weight of the opportunity stop you from performing. And if you love this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe so you don't miss the next video, and let me know in the comments, who's your favorite underdog quarterback story? I read every single comment, and yours might be featured in the next video. Thanks for watching. Now go prepare for your moment. You never know when it's coming.